You're listening to Soundside. I'm Libby Denkman. It's Thursday, time to start panicking about what you're going to do this weekend. But don't worry, you can breathe easy because Soundside producer Jason Megatron Burrows is here with options.
Thank you, Libby, and welcome to the Weekend Warmup. We have been celebrating Pride all month with a ton of events across the state. But now we've hit critical mass because it's Pride weekend and there is so much happening, so let's jump right into it. First up is the IndigiQueer Festival out at Pier 62 on the waterfront. The first Seattle Pride event of the weekend celebrates Indigenous, queer, and trans-identified folks with art workshops, music, and food. They've got dancing, fashion, and drag performances scheduled featuring 17 different artists. This is the fourth year of the IndigiQueer Festival, put on by Gathered in This Place, and it runs from 1 until 8 p.m. on Friday at Pier 62 on Seattle's waterfront. Also on Friday is Trans Pride Seattle. This annual event is put on by the Gender Justice League and is celebrating its 12th year. It's taking place at the Volunteer Park Amphitheater from 5 until 10 on Friday evening, and they ask all attendees to wear masks. The stage show starts at 6 p.m. There will also be speakers and a tabling fair with booths from more than 100 trans-led organizations, community groups, artists, and small businesses. Once again, Trans Pride Seattle, Friday evening at Volunteer Park. On Saturday, there are a whole plethora of Pride options. Let's start with the Seattle Dyke March. This event has been happening since 1994, making it one of Capitol Hill's longest-running Pride events. It kicks off with a tabling event at 2 p.m. on Saturday at the Seattle Central College South Plaza on Broadway right across from Cal Anderson Park, followed by a rally at 4 p.m. and the march itself beginning at 6. Maddie, the Seattle Dyke Alliance president, says that this march is a protest.
Here in Seattle, and especially in the current climate across the country, I think that this year the march is just as important as ever because it's crucial for queer people who aren't cis men to have a space that's designed for them.
The festivities start at 2 p.m. on Saturday at Seattle Central College in Capitol Hill. A short hop away is Pride Fest Capitol Hill. The party takes place both at Cal Anderson Park and all along Broadway from Denny Avenue north to Roy Street. This is the Pride Festival your mother warned you about, and I will say this going into it, stay hydrated. It will be a raucous good time with stuff happening all day across 4 different stages on Saturday up in Capitol Hill. Also, Rebecca Davis and Boom Boom LaRue are hosting events at the Rainbow Stage. That's the one at Republican and Broadway. And they are both fantastic performers in their own right, so don't miss out. On Sunday, we can't forget the biggest event of the weekend, the Seattle Pride Parade. The very first Seattle Pride Parade was held 51 years ago in 1974. And this year's event will start at 4th and Union downtown at 11 a.m., running up 4th Avenue to Denny Way, ending at 3:30 p.m. The parade culminates underneath the Space Needle, where you can stick around for Pride Fest Seattle Center. This party kicks off at noon and features 3 stages with over 100 artists performing. There's food, there's dancing, it's Pride, you get it. The parade starts at 11, the party starts at noon, and everything comes to a close at 8 p.m. on Sunday evening. Now for something slightly Pride adjacent that piqued my interest, Dungeons and Drag Queens at the Crocodile. I have been a fan of the art form for many years, and it's always a good time when you can combine the mirth and mayhem of drag with the absolute chaos of a good D&D session. You can catch these queens Saturday at 7 at the Crocodile in Belltown, and may you have advantage on your saving throw versus their charm person spells. If you're looking for something not Pride adjacent, but much more science plus beer equals fun, may I direct your attention to the Pacific Science Center. They are hosting Brewology on Saturday night, where not only can you taste selections from a bunch of different local breweries, cideries, and wineries, you can also learn the science behind all of those sugars and grains and fruits become the libations that we enjoy so much. There will be barbecue and non-alcoholic beverages too, and you get to explore the Science Center after hours, so win-win. Down in Lakewood, you can spend the entire weekend at Lakewald Gardens for their annual Fairy Fest. They promise wonder and whimsy around every corner, along with a tour of fairy houses and events for the entire family. Lakewald Gardens Fairy Festival is open 10 until 5, both Saturday and Sunday in Lakewood. Now, if watching events like speed climbing, Hot Saw Unlimited, or obstacle pole bucking are more your jam, might I suggest the 51st annual Buckley Log Show. It's a 2-day competition to bring out the very best lumberjack skills in the area. And yes, they've got log rolling, and yes, they have block chopping. It looks like a ton of fun, and everything kicks off with a parade down Main Street in Buckley at 9:30 on Saturday and ends with the selection of the all-around logger once the competition ends on Sunday. And I'll mention one last event happening this evening in my neighborhood. Memorial Stadium has stood in Seattle Center for over 80 years, and it's set to be torn down and rebuilt to be even bigger and even better. Tonight is your chance to say farewell. The storied stadium is opening the field to the public from 4 until 7 tonight with food trucks, a performance by the Seattle Public Schools All-Star Band, and the opportunity to share your stories and memories. The open house is tonight from 4 until 7 at Memorial Stadium. And that's it. As usual, we will have links to all of these events at kuow.org/Soundside, and you can find even more events by checking out KUOW's podcast, Meet Me Here. If you would like to suggest an event for future installments of the segment, please shoot me an email, soundside@kuow.org. Thank you for listening to Soundside. I'm Jason Megatron Burrows, and that's what you could be doing this weekend.
Thanks, Jason. And before we go today, next week, we're going to be speaking with the general manager for Seattle's brand new women's professional hockey team. And that team, at least for now, is still nameless, TBD. So we want to know, what do you think the team should be called? Some suggestions that we just came up with on the fly: the Seattle Freeze, the Fog, the Ice Queens, maybe something more creative and for once not weather related. Let us know your name for the new hockey team and we'll bring your suggestion to the team's GM next week. Send us an email at soundside@kuow.org or leave us a voicemail 206-221-3213. That's 206-221-3213. Thanks for listening to Soundside. By the way, this show is only possible because listeners support us. If you are able to give right now, check out the show notes for a link to donate. And don't forget, you can listen live on KUOW 94.9 FM Seattle at noon and 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, or anytime online at kuow.org.